Now, a University of Derby graduate has been chosen to design the artwork for next year's Buxton Festival Fringe. Isabelle Wilkins from Barnsley's artwork will be used on flyers, which are going to be distributed from next month. And I'm pleased to say she joins us in the studio this afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
This is a big thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit nervous.
How did you get the gig?
Well, the organisers of the Fringe Festival came into the university to speak to the students about it. And they did kind of a little slideshow and just told us what it was all about. And then everybody submitted a piece of work for their consideration. And then this was actually last year, and I wasn't selected last year, so I kind of just forgotten about it. And then 2 weeks ago, I got an email from uni saying that they'd wanted to use it this year instead. So it was a nice surprise.
So what had you drawn then? From what they told you, what came into your head and what did you put down on paper?
Well, they basically just told us everything that goes on at the festival and showed us some photographs, and it's kind of a big carnival family event, and there's lots of like street theatre and poetry and singing and dancing and things. So they told us all that, and then it was everybody, they were pretty open to what people wanted to do. So everybody did something different. I kind of tried to simplify it because there's just so much going on that I thought, I can't possibly draw all that in one light. I mean, I think it's going to be about 5 by 5 inches big, the image. So I thought I'll try and keep it simple. So I kind of took it from their logo, which is kind of an orange person, like, dancing. So I kind of used that and tried to just put across, like, festive vibes and things like that instead of cluttering it up a bit.
Have you always been creative? Has drawing always been a design for you?
Yeah. I come from quite a creative home. It's always been encouraged to, like, started just making things out of, like, cereal boxes and things like that when we were kids and things like that, me and my sisters. So we've always done stuff like that, yeah.
So when people start to talk to you like they did and describe, you start to see that as images, not as, like, a film. Yeah. You see that as, how can I break that down? Yeah,
it kind of... You see it starting to come together in your mind when they say certain things, like when they'd say, like, it's a family event and everything that was going on. You kind of start taking little bits of that and seeing how you might fit it together and how it would work with the kind of artwork you like to do and things like that.
When you look at a blank sheet of paper, then, is that a challenge? Are you trepidatious when you look at that or not?
No, I kind of just think, I want to put something on that. Just kind of give me a pen. Yeah.
And because it goes out to so many places, are there any limits on what you can put into that design? Is it down to different colours that you can use, or the set number of colours, or whatever typeface that you need to be on there?
No, they were pretty open about what they wanted. The only things where it had to be, like, appropriate for families and nothing too dark or anything like that. And they did want the orange from their logo to be part of it, so that it would kind of tie into their branding and look good with their logo on their flyers. But that was pretty much it. They were really open-minded. I think they wanted to see what they would get from a group of students.
You said you'd sort of forgotten about it. So when the phone call came through to say, we want to use it, were you elated? Were you excited about it?
I was kind of just a bit shocked at first. I was like, they've still got it. Didn't realise they would have held on to it. So it's pretty cool that they've gone back to have a look at it and like held on to it. It's nice that they liked it. But yeah, it was quite surprising. But I'm really happy about it. It's very exciting. Yeah.
How much work did you have to produce at the University of Derby? Can you design every single day, or were there projects you had to work on?
Yeah, it's really full on. It's really good, but you do have to produce a lot of work. It's you'd kind of do one overall project that would maybe take you all term, and then do several smaller projects at the same time. Like this one was considered I think it was like a 1 week brief. So you'd kind of be doing it alongside the big project that you're doing. But yeah, you're pretty much drawing all the time, yeah.
Tell me about the big project before we play some music. What were you working on?
Well, for my final project, I did, it was kind of a reportage, it's called, like, based on Tibetan culture. I have a friend who's really interested in that, so she kind of put me onto that, and I just thought it was a really visually interesting culture, so I wanted to kind of draw that as if I was reporting on it, and kind of as if I was trying to tell people about their culture. So I did a lot of drawings based around that for my big project.
So you also learnt about it as well?
Yeah, and tried to kind of teach other people as well, like kind of show people something new.
Does it make you want to go to Tibet, having done that project then?
Yeah, it would be an interesting country to see. I don't know their situation at the moment. I don't want to get into that, but it does look like a really interesting culture, and their belief systems and everything are really interesting. So
we'll talk about what you want to do for a job, and also where you're going to be able to see this artwork. Talking to Isabelle Wilkins. She's from Barnsley. She's a graduate of the University of Derby, and her artwork is being used for next year's Buxton Festival Fringe. When will you see the finished goods coming out, the flyers and everything with your artwork on? Have you seen them already, or is it going to be on the other side of Christmas?
I'm not sure when they're coming out. I've seen a mock-up, and it looks pretty cool. It's really exciting to see it kind of professionally displayed. But I'm not sure when it's going to be out, actually.
It's got to be good for you, though, to have something like this, because then that goes into your portfolio, and then for potential people that want to employ you, you've got this, haven't you? Yeah,
it is quite exciting to be able to say, like, I've actually done something now that's been used. That's pretty cool, yeah.
Because at the moment you're volunteering back at home, aren't you?
Yeah, at the Civic in Barnsley.
And what's that? That's an art gallery. So what does that entail?
I've basically just been learning about how a gallery's run. On my first day, we were taking down the last exhibition, and they had an art handler from the Tate in, so I got to ask her about her job, and then we were taking all the artwork down and packing it away, and then I'm going in tomorrow to help set up the next exhibition, which is pretty exciting.
Is it all about white gloves and being very, very careful?
It's been more like overalls and paint splattered shoes, to be honest.
Because when you get a very expensive painting, those are the times when you think, I just hope when I put it on the hook on the wall, it stays on the wall.
Yeah, I haven't been trusted with anything like that yet. It's not been too bad.
What about your own stuff when that gets hung on a wall? How does that make you feel?
That feels great. It's always nice when people appreciate what you've done. I think because you with artwork, you put so much of yourself into it, that it's really nice when people respond to that, and want to hang it on the wall. That's great.
Does it look different when it's on the wall to when you were working on it?
Yeah, I think it does, yeah. Just to kind of see it displayed, it does look different to when it's on your, messy desk and surrounded by paint tins and things like that, yeah.
It's a difficult profession to break into for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, but you feel like you've got the fight in you to make sure it happens.
Yeah, I think so. It's quite easy to think, I'm just going to give up. It's too difficult. But this has actually been a really nice confidence boost and kind of a bit of a push. So I think keep trying. Yeah.
Do you set yourself a plan?
Not very far in advance. No, I've got some short-term plans. I'm going to try and set up an online shop to see if I can sell some art prints and kind of hand-painted home items and things like that. I haven't really got a long-term plan yet. No.
What drew you to Derby and the University of Derby? Was it the course that was there, coming from Barnsley? I mean, it's not that far away, but...
Yeah. It was initially the course. I really wanted to do illustration, and so I came to have a look around. And I just really liked the university when I came for my interview, and my mum came with me, and we kind of looked at each other afterwards and went, yeah, I think I should come here. It just seemed really nice, and it's a really nice campus as well.
Has it allowed you to develop your own style?
Yeah, they really encourage that. They were telling you to use your personal voice and things like that. So, it's really good. I mean, out of the group that I was with while I was at uni, there was nobody that did the same work as each other. We'd all get the same brief, but everybody would be doing different things. So it was really cool to see how everybody would interpret something completely differently.
What are you like with deadlines then? Are you good working under pressure?
I'm quite good with deadlines, I think. I got better. The first year, it was working right up until midnight the night before, stressing out over it. But towards the end of the third year, I got a bit better at managing my time and kind of coasting to a stop rather than panicking.
But for most artists, you go when it takes you. Now, that can be 9 o'clock in the morning, or it might be 2 o'clock the following morning. Is that how you have been working?
Yeah, you kind of have to, if you think of something, I think it's good to just get your sketchbook out and get started on it. That can be difficult sometimes if you are working to a brief and you're kind of not feeling it. You kind of just have to make yourself start. But, it's that when you just get an idea and you're like, I could do that, and then you're kind of on your way with it.
So, all this artwork, going to the Buxton Festival Fringe to advertise it. Then when the Fringe is on, you're basically going to be all over the town, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is that when you take your mum to Buxton and you go, this is mine now?
Yeah, pretty much. I think we're going to go and have a look at the festival when it's on, and I think my mum and dad are quite excited to go and have a look around and tell everybody who's carrying a brochure that like their daughter designed it. So,
and you're up to signing any of them, are you?
Yeah, definitely. I'll bring my own pen.
We'll get it sorted for you. Isabelle, it's been fantastic meeting you. I wish you all the very best with what you do. And there you are in that gallery in Barnsley. Come back down to Derby. Have a look around Derby Museum. Go on. We'll get you backstage there as well. Lovely to meet you. Isabelle Wilkins from Barnsley. If you pick any of the Buxton Festival Fringe brochures up or you look at the posters, it's all her work, you know.